Hi everyone, it's Veronica from Blue Star Crochet. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel for another really fun and easy crochet pattern tutorial. In today's video, we'll be making these cute, fluffy Easter eggs. These are super simple to make, but as you can see, if you place a few of these super colorful ones into a lovely basket with some spring flowers and spring chickens, it's gonna make a great table centerpiece, and plus your kids will love just playing with these eggs. They double up as a toy or as an Easter decoration. So let's not waste any more time and let's get stuck into the Easter egg tutorial. If you're eyeing up these cute little chickens, there is a tutorial coming out on my YouTube channel very soon as well. So we've got a girl and a boy chicken, brother and sister. So that video tutorials coming as well, but in today's tutorial we're going to be making these cute Easter eggs. So let's take a look at the materials that we will need to crochet these super fun and quick Easter eggs. And here are the materials that we will need to crochet our Easter eggs. So firstly, the yarn. I'm going to be using the Soho Skwishy by Herrschners. I'll link to the yarn in the description. Go and check it out. It comes in loads of beautiful colors. It's this super bulky chenille type yarn, really soft and fluffy. So that's what we're going to be working with today. I've got a few different colors, but of course have a look on the website. They do have loads of different colors that you can choose from. We'll also need some toy stuffing or polyfiller or whatever you want to stuff your eggs with. I do have a pile of yarn ends I saved from a recent blanket project, so you could actually use some unwanted yarn or yarn tail ends or whatever you want to stuff it with. I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook, and we'll need some scissors. We'll need a yarn needle and a stitch marker if you want to mark the first stitch of your round to not lose the count. So that's the materials that we're going to be needing, and let's get stuck into the tutorial. I'm going to be using blue, so we're going to be making a blue egg today. To start our egg, we're gonna, normally I would start with a magic circle, but because this type of yarn is really stubborn when you want to pull it through, it does get a little bit stuck. So what we're gonna do is create a slip knot. Okay, so I'm gonna create my loop and twist, kind of cross it over, pop the loop on my fingers and grab the tail end to pull it through. So this is your slip knot. I'm going to pop that onto my hook and tighten it down. As you can see, even that's a little bit of a struggle. And what we're going to do is chain 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go and slip stitch into the first chain to create a loop. And this is the loop we're now going to be working into, okay? So that's the loop we're going to be placing our stitches into. If you find it too tight, you could chain 4, but I feel that the chain 4 is just a little bit too open for my liking. So I'm going to go with chain 3, but it really doesn't matter, okay? Because we're going to be working into the middle of that circle, okay? And as I said, we're going to chain 1. Now the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch here or throughout the pattern. And what we're going to do is work 6 single crochet into the circle. Okay, so that's 1. And if you need to, place your stitch marker into the first stitch so you don't lose your count. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I've actually been working over the tail end, but this is absolutely not necessary because I'm going to be leaving this long tail end inside the egg, okay? So it really doesn't matter if you work over the end or not. And I'm going to just gently tug on the end to make the circle as small as possible, but as you can see, the type of yarn we're using is a little bit stubborn when you want to tighten things up. That's why we didn't use the magic circle. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first stitch to close the round. Okay, like this. And now we're going to increase. So we are starting at the bottom of the egg. So we're going to increase the bottom, then work the middle part, and then shape the top. The top is obviously elongated as opposed to the bottom of the egg. It's just to get this egg shape, okay? So we got 6 single crochet. For round 2, I'm going to chain 1 again. And I'm going to work 2 single crochet into each stitch around, okay? So again, 1 single crochet and pop your stitch marker back in so you don't lose the first stitch, because the chenille yarn is quite fluffy. It's easy to lose the stitches, okay? So that's 2 single crochet in the first one and 2 single crochet into each stitch around. There we go. And again, slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. And at the end of round 2, we've got 12 single crochet. Round 3, again, chain 1, work 1 single crochet in the first one, like this. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. So it's 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and again 1 single crochet in next and 2 single crochet in the next one. And this is your repeat all the way around. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet in next. And at the end of round 3, I'm again going to slip stitch into the first one. And at this point, we should have 18 single crochet. So we're going to work 1 more increase round. If you wanted to adjust the size of the egg, if you wanted to make it smaller, you can stop increasing now and just move on with the pattern. But I'm going to go ahead and increase for 1 more round. So that's chain 1, 1 single crochet in first. Again, I'm going to mark my stitch, 1 single crochet in next, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, okay? And that is your repeat. So 1 single crochet in next, 1 single crochet in the next one, and 2 single crochet in the next one. And again, at the end of this round, so at the end of round 4, we're gonna slip stitch into the first stitch of the round, and we should have 24 single crochets at this point. Now we have reached the width of the egg, so this is how wide our egg is going to be. And what we need to do now is work 3 rounds of just single crochet into each stitch, okay? So we're now going to be 1 2 3 4 working this middle part of the egg where there is no increases. We just need to work up the height, okay? So again, I'm gonna chain 1 and single crochet into the first. I'm gonna pop my stitch marker back in and simply work 1 single crochet into each single crochet all the way around. And at the end of the round, once again, I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet to close the round and then move on to the next round. So I'm going to go ahead and work up these next 3 rounds, working 1 single crochet into each stitch. And I will meet you back when it's time to start shaping the top of the egg. And here we are at the end of round 7. I worked up 3 rounds of just standard single crochet into each. And now what we're going to do is start decreasing these last few rounds at the top to kind of make this elongated egg shape. Okay, so next round we're gonna decrease back down to 18 stitches across. Okay, so I'm gonna chain 1 and work 1 single crochet in the first one, and again put my stitch marker in. Then we're gonna work 1 single crochet in next, and then the next 2 stitches we're gonna work together or decrease. So I'm gonna work 1 single crochet 2 together. So that's insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook, and I'm gonna simply yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on my hook. And that has reduced the 4 stitches back down to 3 stitches. Okay, so that's your repeat all the way around. 1 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next, and then single crochet the following 2 stitches together. So that's 1, 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and work around all the stitches. And here are my last 4 stitches. Okay, and again I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round, like this. And as you can see, it's starting to kind of curl back in. That's what we want the shape to do, but we're not going to decrease every round. So we've just decreased to 18 stitches, and what I'm now going to do is just work 1 single crochet all the way around, and that's what's going to give us that elongated shape. Okay, so single crochet in a first and a second. I'm going to mark my stitch again, and as I said, just 1 single crochet all the way around. There we go, and slip stitch into the first stitch again. And at this point we have 18 stitches still, because we just went 1 single crochet all the way around. And now we're going to reduce or decrease again, and we're going to decrease back down to 12 stitches. Okay, so chain 1 again and 1 single crochet in the first stitch, put my stitch marker back. And now I'm going to do single crochet 2 together again over the next 2 stitches. And this is basically your repeat. So you're going to alternate 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet the following 2 stitches together. Okay, and this way we're going to reduce the number of stitches back down to 12. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat it all the way around. There we go, and slip stitch to the first stitch again, and the following round once again is just 1 single crochet all the way around. So I'm going to work up the next round. There we go, and slip stitch to the first. And as you can see, the egg is starting to take shape. So what we need to do now, because our top hole is getting smaller and smaller because we're decreasing, what we need to do at this point is just pop some stuffing inside, okay? Because you don't want to struggle of placing a stuffing inside. So stuff the bottom of your egg as generously as you want to, or if you want them just kind of softer, That's totally up to you. Okay, I'm gonna go for a bit more. There we go, that's enough for now for me, because we're going to reduce the stitches again down to 6. Okay, so for the next round is chain 1 and work single crochet 2 together all the way around. So we're going to reduce the stitches by half. We've got 12 at the moment, so all I'm going to do is work single crochet 2 together all the way around. Okay, so reduce the stitches by half. Let me mark the first stitch. So that's single crochet 2 together once. And here is the last single crochet 2 together. And again, slip stitch to the first to join. And at this point, if you wanted to poke a little bit more stuffing into the top, now is your chance to do that, because we're going to completely close the egg now. So if you just wanted to plump the top a little bit, it's totally up to you. There we go. And for the very last round, so we've got 6 single crochet now because we reduced from 12 to 6. And for the very last round, I'm going to chain 1 and literally just slip stitch into each stitch. Okay, so slip stitch 6 times. Like this. Then I'm going to fasten off, so we're going to chain through, and I'm going to just give yourself a little bit of yarn to work with, like this, and pull it through. And the yarn might leave a little fluffy bit because the it comes off the end bit when you cut it, so just take that out. And as you can see, we still got ever so slightly tiny hole here at the top, so that's where we're going to use our yarn needle. So pop the yarn through the yarn needle, and we're going to use the running stitch, pretty much the same as if you were closing the top of the hat, so in and out of the last few stitches. So in and back out, and then in and back out. You only need to do this literally 3 times, and just pull on it to close the very end. And what I like to do is I'm just going to make a tiny knot here at the top, so just it doesn't come out. And there's no need to sew this end in. Simply what I'm going to do is just pop the needle through and come out like this. Okay. And simply pull on the end until it disappears off the top. Fluff. And now we come out this, and I'm going to go back in through the same hole. I'm going to go back in and just come out the other side of the egg. Okay, pull it back in, and again do it one more time. I'm basically just trying to hide as much of this yarn inside the egg as I can, so I don't have no kind of tail end to cut off. You don't have to do this, this is totally optional, but there we go. I'm happy to cut this bit off now. Just get the fluff off. And here it is. Just give it a little bit of a squeeze and a shake, just to push the stuff in to the top of your egg. All this fluff coming off. That's from the tail end. So push the yarn, the stuff in up to the top, and squish and squeeze your egg until you're happy with the shape. And here it is, the finished crochet Easter egg using this beautiful fluffy yarn. So I hope you enjoyed the video tutorial, and as you can see, I hope you're gonna make quite a few. I've been on a making mission to make quite a few Easter eggs for the Easter basket. And as I said, if you wanted to crochet the cute chickens, the tutorial will be coming out on my YouTube channel as well. But for now, I hope you enjoyed crocheting these Easter eggs with me, and I hope to see you next time for another quick and fun tutorial. Thank you for watching.